of drawings of what the Haven House Inn could look like, if the place could ever bring in enough money to pay for it. Maureen had already managed to make over the inn's dining room and had begun construction of a gift shop on a corner of the broad porch. She looked forward to the upcoming return visit of interior decorators Trent and Pierre, the designers of the portfolio, anticipating how pleased they'd be with her progress so far. Plans had been in place for several months for the two to return to Haven to celebrate Trent's June birthday. She was tempted to dive into the trunk immediately, but she'd learned in the short time she'd been an innkeeper that the needs of the inn had to come first. She checked her watch. There were already good smells of breakfast wafting from the dining room. Coffee, bacon, cinnamon rolls. There'd eventually be time to see what Penelope Josephine's most recently discovered hoard might yield. But for now, she needed to finalize the next week's lunch menus with executive chef Ted Carr, contact an electrician about repairing the aging neon vacancy/no vacancy sign that had lately taken to randomly blinking on and off, and, perhaps most urgently, taking her golden retriever, Finn, for a walk. Breakfast could wait. She thanked the men for their efforts, tipped them each generously, and headed for the elevator. The Haven House elevator was quite a piece of work. Shiny brass accordion-style doors opened into a polished wood and scrolled metal interior. She got in and pressed the up button, watching through etched glass windows as the cage ascended 2 stories within its brick-walled enclosure. As soon as she stepped out onto the soft, rose-colored, carpeted 3rd floor, she heard Finn's welcoming woof from behind a white-paneled door. "I'm coming, Finn," she said, inserting the key. Finn greeted her with happy kisses and tail wagging. "Did I keep you waiting, poor baby?" Maureen knelt on the floor beside the golden, scratching behind his ears. "It's about time you showed up." A familiar, feminine voice came from the direction of the long blue couch. Not too long ago, Maureen would have been quite startled by the voice and the shimmering form beginning to take shape before her, but she'd reluctantly accepted the fact that she shared her apartment with the ghost of a long-dead movie starlet. Maureen stood. "Oh, hi, Lorna," she said, facing the beautiful, fair-haired apparition who always appeared in black and white, just as she had in the many 1930s movies she'd made as Lorna Dubois. "Busy morning. I'll take him for a nice run on the beach to make up for being late." "That's good," Lorna said. "I was beginning to think I'd have to take him myself, and I'm not dressed for dog walking." She performed a model-like turn, displaying the satiny, strapless, form-fitting, slit-to-the-thigh gown. "Like it? Edith Head designed it for Audrey Hepburn and Funny Face." "It's lovely," Maureen agreed, "and dog walking isn't a good idea for you anyway. You're kind of transparent, you know. People would notice." "I know," she agreed. "Haven doesn't like us ghosts running around in public." Lorna was right about that, and she was surely not the only ghost in town. It hadn't taken Maureen long to learn that the city of Haven was very haunted indeed. She'd also learned that the citizens of Haven vehemently denied that fact to anyone who asked. There was no desire to have ghost hunters and the attendant TV mobile units, cemetery vigils, audio equipment, night vision cameras, and the swarms of people who followed that sort of thing, disturbing the pleasant pace of their off-the-beaten-path hometown. Maureen took Finn's leash from a hook behind the kitchen door and attached it to his collar. "I'll see you later, Lorna," she said, heading for the door. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator because Finn was more comfortable that way, they made their way to the ground floor. Once on the sidewalk, the two picked up their pace, the woman in an easy jog, the dog fairly prancing toward the beach at the end of the boulevard. Most of the shops on Beach Boulevard hadn't yet opened. It was a peaceful time of day that Maureen always enjoyed.